but I try to practice another selection of weapons equally as well. That way, when balance changes happens, I have backups.
You have a contingency plan.
Yeah, that's the way I played in Splat 1 as well. Played Zimmy like every game. I had like 8 weapons that I was comfortable with at a tournament level. But here we go. So we have Day expected loadout. We have double Stingray coming from Deep Blues. We have one Stingray coming from Saffron Rice. A slightly more aggressive comp from Saffron Rice. We see one member of Deep Blues going down to start. Blaster over here to the left, putting on some pressure. A revenge kill, another kill, so double for Deep Blues. They are able to move forward right now. Umbry does get the splash damage, does get a nice direct that ends up being an assist after that snipe happens, and Deep Blues gets to start pushing them forward with these double Stingrays.
Yeah, that was a full wipe on the Saffron Rice. Really good job, and you want your sniper on that platform. Somehow able to get away even though they're using the Stingray, and Taylor going to clean them up. Beautiful bodyguard job there by Taylor. As Day going with that unscoped splat charger. One thing to note about that is in Splatoon 2, you can hold on to a charge and swim around for a very short amount of time before popping out and firing it. That's not something I've seen a lot of chargers do, but it's always something you can use in your kit. On the other side of things, Saffron Rice still going with that splat bro. Flox getting a lot of map control with it, and it's not afraid to push up either. Trying to build up that ink storm as quickly as they can, throwing down the sprinkler as well, and now they're pushing forward pretty aggressively here. Gonna take out Mars, who is running havoc with that sloshing machine. Flox holding up a shield here for Kazuki, and this is allowing the tower to push forward. It's all mainly a distraction. That is, if somebody will actually get on the tower.
Nice kill. Gets revenge killed, 1v2 super right now. The Umbrella does have to, oh, what a kill. That's very clutch by Flox right there. And you can see just right away the level of expertise of these teams, how fast they're able to take the map, how fast they're able to paint and put on pressure as soon as they get a beneficial situation for them right now. Flox is kind of pushing down this hallway right now. His teammates are getting taken out. I'm not really sure if Flox is going to be able to keep putting pressure on right now. We see Dia in the middle of the map with the heavy splatling getting ready. And Saffron Rice is pushing again, but it looks like they are going to be slightly slowed down now as Deep Blues does start to take back their court. A Stingray, or I'm sorry, a Stingray at the ready. Day is going to jump back and probably try to Stingray this tower to stop Saffron Rice. He does. Armor goes down, however, and it looks like he's not going to get any kills from this. He gets one.
There are rarely a map mode combination better for the Stingray than Fort Mackerel Tower Control. Tower Control, you're locked down on an objective, so you have to stay in the same spot in order to push it forward, so then you're just going to get melted by the Stingray. And also this map is just so straightforward. It's basically a line, so there's not really many places for you to hide when the enemy's using a Stingray, and that's why Deep Blues has brought 2 of them. That's going to be the lead over Saffron Rice. Kazuki being very aggressive here, and now they have the benefit of the sync armor coming out as well. Datner is going to be getting on top of the tower and is going to try and take some high ground, but they fall, and they're locked down in this elbow here. They're going to get tap-shotted by Umbry on that blaster, and it looks like that might be the end of the push, but a really good start there, getting all the way up to 35, and now there's a counter Stingray as well. So both teams throwing these Stingrays back and forth here, and really, Saffron Rice has done a good job of keeping Deep Blues back on their heels, which is one of the only ways, it seems like, to combat their aggressive style of play.
Yeah, Deep Blues is definitely a gas pedal type of team, even though they have people like Day and Umbry that, as individuals, are really patient. As a team, they're really at their best when they're pressing their foot down on the gas pedal, and they're going to sometimes struggle when they lose map control. That's kind of the way Deep Blues works. They're kind of like a glass cannon type of team in that regard. But right now, Deep Blues is able to start making a pushback. 1:40 left. For a team like Deep Blues, is definitely enough time to get that kind of a victory. But unfortunately, Umbry's going to take it out. Kazuki's going to get another kill right now. He is being pushed back, but no, another kill for Saffron Rice. This is going to put Deep Blues in a very bad position. Blaster's going to take down maybe one of these players, no, but look, the team is still pushing. Deep Blues is not really in the best position to defend right now. Flox here going in with that kill. This has got to be great for Saffron Rice's confidence for being out the rest of the set.
Yeah, trying to push forward here. Beautiful job. They're going to have another Stingray coming up soon, I would hope. The Stingray is here for Mars, and they're going to back up to use it. A lot of members from Saffron Rice are bunching up by the tower, so we'll see if they can actually get any kills. If nothing else, it's keeping them from getting on top of the tower. And there's a flank here from Flox. Somehow Mars almost able to get away, but Flox is going to come away with the kill. Nice. Looking for the double, but they're not going to find it. One interesting thing about the Umbrella is also that you can do some damage, and then if you hit them with the actual Umbrella portion of the weapon, it does an additional 30 damage. So you can one-shot them just by hitting them with a direct shot, getting that 90 damage, and then bumping them with the Umbrella shield, and it'll fully take them out. But Kazuki trying to find some choppers with the blaster. That's not going to happen. And now the Stingray coming back out. There's one down for Saffron Rice, and we have less than 30 seconds for Deep Blues to try and get on this tower and ride it all the way past 35.
A lot of hit markers today there, does not get a kill. This is the do or die moment for Deep Blues right now. They have a Stingray at the ready. They have people in position. They take out Diener to try to go for the cheeky flank. That's a really good situation for Deep Blues right now as they're starting to take out the members members of Saffron Rush are not in position. They know that someone's up here to the left. The blaster flanking from the right gets a
Kazuki,
kill, gets a double.
Looking for the triple.
Gets a triple. That is going to be game.
Quad under the Stingray. He might not need to. A beautiful job. A teammate will finish them off. And Kazuki with the clutch triple to stop that push. You see the high fives going all around here. And Saffron Rice proving that they deserve to be undefeated at this point. They will take game 1 off Deep Blues.
Yeah, these guys are on fire right now. Look at their faces, their body language. They are definitely feeling that LAN momentum, man. LAN momentum takes you places. So these guys are in the position to turn this into something great. What are we going into now? All right, so Tower Control, Port Mackerel. Clam Blitz Mako Mart is the next game. Now, this is going to be something special because like we talked about, Clam Blitz is often a lot like Splat Zones where mid-control means a lot. Mako Mart, it is so easy to put clams in. So as soon as a team gets a wipe, there's going to instantly be just clams all over the place. And sometimes if we see things like Heavy Deco coming out of Dia, I'm sure, well, actually, we don't have Dreas here. Oh, no, but Mars will go a pro.
Yes.
So we can see the forge. So bubbles are going to coming out. Specials are going to coming out. There's just going to be clams going in baskets all the time. There's going to be a very fast-paced, very brutal game mode where, you know, there was a lot. So we did see Saffron Rice have that one big, huge push.
Yes.
That gave the win. Deep Blues had another push. So the thing to keep in mind now is that Deep Blues had enough situations that would be getting them the win on this mode that wouldn't get them the win on the previous mode.
Right.
So can Deep Blues just outslay and just get the clams in as a you know, a result of that? Because Tower Control Port takes a little bit more of a game-winning push to actually win. So
and Mako Mart is definitely more open than something like Port Mackerel. If you get locked into an elbow on the map or one of those hallways, it can be very, very difficult for you to push forward. But you can see just the litany of clams littering this map here, and they're going to be very easy to pick up. There's a lot of open areas here.
You see both goals on screen.
For high ground as well. And you are right, we do see a forward Splattershot Pro coming out here from Deep Blues. Kazuki going to get melted down as Mars is getting very, very close to that power clam, and they will grab it. And now they're just trying to stay alive. They do have a long-range weapon, but they will drop the football, a fumble as it were. And Umbree's going to be picking it up here, not making too much forward momentum. Kazuki helping to back Taylor into the corner, also blocks, and he's going to be looking for another kill, going to find it on to Taylor. So a good goal line defense there.
They don't have any clams
by
yet,
Saffron Rice, so they have to play the objective, but now they can start to work on map control as well, because everybody's just went out and started being very aggressive, and now it's about, okay, now we need the momentum, and we need the ability to be able to move over to that barrier to be able to break it.
Yeah, a little hiccup there from Deep Blues, kind of pushing the clam basket when they didn't have the kill. After that first failure, they should have backed up a little bit and reposition themselves to go for that game for those points. Hopefully they won't make that mistake again. They're going to need to not make mistakes like that versus a team that's performing like Saffron Rice right now. Deep Blues does have map controls, 3v3 situation. Bubbles are at the ready. 13 clams picked up. So after a little bit, we can see a football form, which does. Now all we need to do is see these specials be used. Now, unfortunately, the Forge does get taken out. There is a splashdown right now as Taylor gets taken out by Kazuki right now. Big play by Kazuki once again getting these clutch kills as he does get taken out in the middle of the map. All kinds of trades going on right now. Dino taken out. Barrier gets opened up. Will he get taken out by this blaster? No, that's a full wipe, and this is going to be a lot of points.
Second full wipe to Deep Blues. Is forced onto Saffron Rice this game, and that's going to be a ton of clams being put into that barrier, but that's going to be one down already, two down now. The blaster in the end zap, but the last one's alive. They're going to have to back up. They do have 3 clams at the ready, and they will keep this barrier open at least for the time being, but Kazuki trying to flank around and get any of those straggling Deep Blues members like Day, and they have this splashdown at the ready as well. Not able to activate it though, as Mars is going to get a great kill from distance, and now it's going to be the opposite side of things, as Saffron Rice will have an opportunity to gain some map control back here in mid. Meanwhile, Mars already building up a power clam, and you can throw these things to your teammates even if it's not at the barrier. So there's some really smart plays that can be made here. If you're about to go down, you can shove it to a teammate and they can be able to continue to push it forward.
Yeah, no, definitely a lot of momentum being gained right now. Though. One thing I wanted to mention that was a little bit of a blunder by Deep Blues because they were a little bit overzealous at getting those clams in. They kind of put out of position. They should have just stayed back, threw bombs, be oppressive, get those spawn kills, throw in the clams slowly over time. And speaking of clams, that is the lead right now for Saffron Rice. So this is almost a full wipe. A lot of clams in the hand of Deep Blues right now. 2 minutes and 32 seconds left on this map is plenty of time to get a knockout, basically. So Deep Blues right now needs to take advantage of their map control. They almost have the football. Be patient. Alterio's going to have to come to you. You get that football, you start getting meter. Armor goes down. Bubbles go down. Push starts to happen. Bubbles explode. 3v2 situation. Armor's still alive. That's another full wipe for Deep Blue.
Full wipe in this game by Deep Blues on the Saffron Rice. So what was a big lead for Saffron Rice may now be the end of the game here as Deep Blues is scrambling to find more clams. They've gotten it down to 12. They need 4 more clams in order to secure this one. There is one bubble hanging around by the basket here. Jay's going to get that kill on his that there. It's a 2v2 situation as somebody's trying to stay alive.
That is a knockout!
Beautiful recovery there by Deep Blues. After losing game 1, they come out with a fire in their bellies in game 2. 4 full wipes forced on the Saffron Rice, and that will be a 1-1 series so far.
That's what we were talking about, man. Deep Blues had a lot of these outslaying moments in that Port Mackerel match, but they weren't able to make the game-winning push. Come back to Clan Blitz. Now those full wipes are going to do that. They're going to get the knockout. That didn't even happen last game. So what do we have next? We have Rainmaker, Sturgeon's Shipyard. So this is interesting because I think like this is kind of a mix between the two types of thing that we saw. Rainmaker's a little bit easier to push on than tower control, so those wipes can come into play, but it is a long way to the goal. So if Saffron Rice puts together some more of those dream pushes, that can add up to more than the slang. So this is going to be really interesting, and I think it's going to be pretty telling of who kind of deserves to win in the end, because this is kind of the balanced match up between these two teams. So whichever one wins is like, okay, that one seems like they have a little bit more of an edge.
Right.
Looking forward, we see Tower Control Black Belly, which is definitely...
so we've actually got these up here, so we're going to be moving on to Splat Zone Comeback Home Track, then Rainmaker Muscle Forge Fitness, and then if we need a Game 5, we will go to Tower Control Inkvault Art Academy. But this will be a very much confidence-inducing game for whichever team can take the lead. They will have an opportunity. If they lose Game 4, they'll still have the ability to go to Game 5 and still be able to come out and see what the enemy team can do, because they've been playing similarly but differently. We've had Deep Blues who's been playing just hyper aggressively. They've been relying on people like Taylor to get in the faces of Saffron Rice and really just try and prove that they deserve, you know, the title of one of the best aggressive players in the West. Meanwhile, Saffron Rice really just sort of playing more sneakily, flanking around people like Kazuki, trying to get behind them with the blaster, trying to take them out. Trying to get behind people like Mars, who is trying to use the range of something like the Forge Splattershot Pro, trying to take that range away from them and force them to play within the optimal range of something like an NZAP, like Umbrella. So it's two teams trying to make the other one play their game, and we've seen one example of each. Deep Blues was able to make Saffron Rice play theirs in game number 2, as we saw by the 4 full team wipes, but in game 1, it was all Saffron Rice. So I have no idea how this game 3 is going to turn out.
You know, I'm interested to see if Deep Blues goes with a point sensor weapon. I think that Mars is the kind of player that could play Vanilla Pro or 52 right now, and that point sensor would be to do a really good job of making sure that that blaster doesn't get those same flanks off. Doesn't happen, so we won't see it now as we go into this match. Now, the blasters are going to be huge on this map. Kazuki and Taylor, and Umbry are basically going to drive the pushes on this map. Blasters that are kind of floating underneath that kind of non-paintable wall you see with all the billboards on it are so hard to deal with on this map. And once you get a blaster into position behind a good wipe into a push, it gets very, very hard to defend against that. So we'll see how this ends up going. Right now, Deep Blues has a slight advantage at the start. Not really too much now. Saffron Rice actually is the first one to get some points on the board. We see the Bubble Blower going down. Umbry with a nice flick shot on Kazuki right there. The Bubble Blower doesn't really get any kills right now, and the zone was already painted, so Deep Blues is going to be able to punish that by taking the zone. Taylor is going to push this heavy. Will the heavy? No, Dia is not aware of what was happening right now. Taylor is going to put some pressure on these other two members. Nice positioning right now to get up on this wall. He can retreat here. Does he need to? No, he does not. He's going to put pressure on this Brella, and Umbry's going to come, and they're going to get the kill. Yeah, that is really good teamwork right now from Deep Blues. Great start.
In my mind, the most important player in this entire game is Dia. If Dia can set up in one of those two windows and just rain fire down with that heavy splatling and also build up those bubbles, it'll easily be Saffron Rice's game. But if Taylor continues to pressure them away from that area, it'll be Deep Blues for sure. And they've been able to keep that lead for sure. But now it's going to be Saffron Rice taking him back, able to stop those bubbles from being popped. And now Dia's all the way up in the zone, able to melt Mars down. And now Deep Blues having to jump down from spawn, which is not the position they want to be in when a walled up Dia is in their way with this heavy splatling deco, waiting for anyone that might be jumping down. Meanwhile, the zone ticking down all the while. The NZAP is at the ready, and it'll get popped here by Taylor, so they will have an opportunity to get in, and Dia will have to force them their way back, along with Kazuki. So nice movement by Deep Blues to really pop their specials at the right time and get that zone back.
Yeah, no, like we talked about it before, man, the heavy deco now is so good at bubble control. When you saw the Forge and the heavy deco bubbling at the same time, the heavy deco came out victorious just by sheer damage to bubbles. But right now, Deep Blues is doing a really good job. They have multiple specials at the ready. Bubble Blower goes down. Day stays alive against this flanking NZAP right now. Will he get a kill? No, he does not, but he stays alive. He is halfway to Bomb Rush right now, and the Bomb Rush is what got them the zone last time. Umbry right now going to get the kill on Phlox after that block splashdown, so really good by him. Saffron Rice is going to take the zone. Can Umbry win this one-on-one? He can.
Big blast to 1v1, and Kazuki's a major threat that they need to worry about. Looking for the direct, but Datner's going to be able to take him out, and now the armor's going to be coming out. It'll affect 2 other players other than Datner, so they will have a bit of a backline defense here as Deep Blues goes 2 down. Now they're just trying to get this zone back, but the bubbles are making that very difficult. Kazuki trying to get on the zone and contest. Mars is trying to also worry about it. Umbry going to come in, though, and also take them out with those 2 indirects. Mars also playing very, very close to the zone, which you may not expect. Beautiful direct there onto Datner, and this is going
Bubble
very
blower
back
ready.
and forth. Definitely the most even game we've seen so far.
Oh, wow. That nice block by Phlox to punish that splat down and not end up going down like they did before. Dia has been holding on the bubble blower for so long now. We've not seen him. I'm not sure exactly where his positioning is right now. Phlox going to be able to take that out. Looks like the bubble blower does get, actually no, gets taken out. But look at the clock. Deep Blues is going to have to stop the zone soon. They're probably going to have to let the zone be taken and put up another game-winning push later as the splashdown does get avoided right now. Blaster is getting pressure from multiple people. He's getting a little bit sandwiches. No, Phlox is going to be able to show up and help against Taylor. Taylor gets taken out. 3v3 now. Phlox under pressure. Phlox gets taken out. Zone gets taken by splashdown. No! Saffron Rice gets the zone right now. Bubble Lord going off again. This is looking bad for Deep Blues. Oh,
big camped up by Datner, but it's not going to be enough. Umbry going to be able to take him out, and now this Blaster has been living on the zone. Now we have multiple suction bombs raining down from the Fire Pit Splat Charger. Umbry trying to stay alive. He's one of the few people Deep Blues left in the zone. Kazuki on the left is wreaking havoc here as Mars is going to try and take him out. The bubble blower is at the ready, and here it comes. Just over a minute left to go in this one. 1 down for each side, and Taylor, along with the rest of Deep Blues, are really living on the zone. Dia not in prime position, so they'll get taken out by Umbry. Phlox trying to get in here. They have the Inchstrom coming in on the zone, and that should take it over, even though both teams are 2 down, and that will give it back to Saffron Rice.
Dia being taken out right now is a big deal, but it looks like Saffron Rice was able to put it together anyway, and now they have control. Now they're pushing up on Deep Blue's base. 45 seconds left to go. This is going to waste a lot of Deep Blue's potential time to try to take back the map right now. If they're going to win, they're probably going to have to win in overtime, which is really scary versus a comp that has...
gets overly aggressive here, and that's going to force a 2-down situation here. They're going to have that suction bomb rush at the ready whenever they want to pop it. They have the zone, but they have a penalty to get through. 19 is the magic number here. We will likely go into overtime. 2 specials at the ready here, the splashdown, and now the suction bomb rush.
Very bad for Deep Blues.
Alive. It's going to have to be huge. Full wipe. Saffron Rice able to shut them down, a full wipe in the last 20 seconds.
It looks like we're going to be going to a game 4 with Saffron Rice up 2-0. Deep Blues had control. They had the situation, but unfortunately they were taken out with their aggression, trying to get some kind of container, something that we didn't see on screen. And that looks like it's going to be 2 seconds left. No way the zone's being taken. That is game 3 going to Saffron Rice. I can't believe this.
It's an amazing back and forth between these 2 things. The bubble blower really sealing it there at the end. Deep Blues, for about half that game, was able to maintain presence on Dia, keeping them away from those windows and their optimal positioning, which made it a lot easier for people like Day to set up wherever they wanted to. They got 5 suction bomb rushes off. A lot of these members getting 5 of their special off, whether it was ink armor, splashdown, the bomb rush is really, really important to try and hold on to this zone. But really, a back and forth that Saffron Rice was able to win. They were able to shut down those bubbles a lot of the time, but in some cases mitigating them before they even made their way to the zone. And for that reason, Saffron Rice is 1 game away from taking down a perennial powerhouse in Deep Blues.
Yeah, I mean, like, Komodo was the first seed of this bracket. They took up Deep Blues last time. They came in 2nd place at the last LAN, taking out a lot of good teams. So they were expected to be doing really well now. Komodo right now is kind of like off to the side as far as score goes, and Deep Blues would be the team that you would expect to win this. Now they are down 1-2. Deep Blues, of course, can still do this. They, basically, from what I remember, we have Humpback. We have Rainmaker Muscle Forge, which is coming up next, and then after that we have Tower Control Blackbelly. I believe that Tower Control Blackbelly is Tower Control Inkblot. Interesting. All right, I'm gonna stop looking at these these lists that we have been given to us. So. Okay, so this is
Muscle Forge is going to be where it could potentially end for Deep Blues. This is where they're going to have to make their stand. But I think this really does benefit their play a lot better. Taylor can really sort of flank around, play wherever they want to, essentially. They can hang out in the moats if they want to. They can hang out on the walls. I've mentioned a lot of times that this map reminds me a lot of Flounder Heights from Splatoon 1 because you have those walls that you can hang out on to kind of pop up into the middle section of the map.
It's like a mini Flounder,
right? It is. But you have also very open areas for people like Chargers and Splatlings to appear. We saw the Bamboozler in a couple sets ago, just kind of hanging out behind these grates, trying to pick people off as they came too close. So it can be a map where it can be very easy to get spawn camped on. So this is where Saffron Rice is really going to have to keep flanking like they have been, getting those picks and keep Deep Blues away from the objective.
You know, I think that the primary difference maker for Deep Blues right now is gonna be Taylor performing like Umbry is right now.
Yes.
Taylor did not do so hot in that game, and I feel like if he had gotten some more of those slang, probably what happened at the end of the game when there's just a wipe randomly happened for Deep Blues. If Taylor can perform like Umbry is right now, I think that's going to be the difference maker that's going to make Deep Blues do this, because Saffron Rice is performing with numbers right now. Umbry and Taylor are supposed to be the backbone, are supposed to be the driving force of Deep Blues winning the games. Nice kill with the Bamboozler from Day, like we saw earlier. Another nice kill from Day. 3v2 situation right now. Spirit, you know, we have Mars building up some meter right now. We have Day in a good position to be oppressive on Dia right now, as Dia is going to try to pressure this Rainmaker, but will he get taken out by the Bamboozler? No, he'll be taken out by, yes, he will be taken out by the Bamboozlers. Umbry is in position now to make some kills, but no, Umbry gets taken out. 2v1 situation. A modest push for Deep Blues at the beginning here. I think Day needs to be careful. No, Taylor has actually jumped in. He's in position. The Rainmaker's popped. They can pick this up.
Now this is going to be a big push for them. Only Dia is in position here. They throw the splash wall down. That's going to be a splash down or splash wall and a toxic mist, keeping Day from moving forward here. And this right-hand side push is by far the most popular on this map.
They killed Day. They killed Day. This is big.
But now there's going to have another opportunity to push forward here. Mars has really been the designated carrier here. They have a lane. They get all the way to 15. That's not what I would have expected. It looked like they had enough map control to stop them earlier, but now it's going to be a huge push required from Saffron Rice, and there's a good potential for us to go to a game 5 here.
Now this is a very unnerving lead for Deep Blues, because as we all know, getting an early lead in Rainmaker gives your opponents 4 minutes to do the same to you, and Rainmaker is a game mode where a huge pushes can happen at any moment. So Deep Blues is going to have to go for probably 2 more game-winning pushes to guarantee that Saffron Rice cannot turn this into a victory for themselves. But Deep Blues definitely sitting pretty right now. 3v2 situation. No specials for Saffron Rice. Rainmaker gets taken out. Splashdown at the ready. Umbry right here is pushing Fox. Oh, Fox is stuck behind this box. This is going to be bad for Fox.
Fox's positioning could be good here, trying to avoid getting taken down. They will get the storm off, but they will go down.
Now,
so a little bit of map control being used here. Dia set up in a nice position, but Day trying to zone them out. Dia just building up that charge behind a wall and looking, but I believe Day is smart enough to kind of stay away when they know they're charging up here. Dia trying to walk down mid here as well. It's one down for each team. They have the Inzaps and Karmas ready. Meanwhile, the Bubble Blower is at the ready as well, but that's 3 down. Huge push could be coming in from Saffron Rice.
All right, so this is what they were looking for, but no, Umbry seems to be in a good position to hold this back. Very much slowing down the Rainmaker. Flox gets taken out. Rainmaker gets dropped. Bubbles at the ready, though. Blaster at the ready. These are the 2 driving forces for a push in this position. But can Deep Blues take back the map? It looks like they can. A lot of blue paint on the map right now, as Umbry's doing a really good job pressuring this forcing the splashdown. And yeah, this is looking pretty good for Deep Blues right now. It's a 4v1 situation. Dieter can take a full wipe again. Rainmaker immediately being pushed.
They're going to be pushing it over to this right-hand side ramp again. They have so many specials at the ready. They have that armor at the ready. They have the splash down on the blast. It's going to go down. It's not going to get anybody, but it will provide something for Davis women. Umbry is still behind everything. With the speed to knockout, it is! Beautiful plant onto the pedestal, and we will require a game 5 to settle this one.
What an amazing game 5. I mean, these 2 teams have been going back and forth so much. Just like I said, Deep Blues needed another game-winning push to guarantee victory. Now, I do want to say that was a really good push, and they were able to take out Dia first, which was huge. I think Dia actually was a little bit over-aggressive, didn't use the walls properly, but the fact that that was a knockout was kind of secondary to the fact that Deep Blues was playing exactly how they had to play to make sure they won that game. Doing everything right now. A ton of momentum for Deep Blues. I wasn't quite paying attention to Saffron Rice's faces. All right, I see a smile coming out.
All right.
One of these guys. So they're not quite as animated as they were before. Hopefully they're able to kind of pull back, you know, some of that drive to be able to win this game, because right now Deep Blues has the momentum. Taylor kind of chilling. Umbry always has the same facial expression. We don't look at Umbry to indications and stuff like this. And I'm serious. That's why he was really good at what he. This kind of applies more to Chargers, but it also applies to Blasters as well.
Yeah.
Where confidence is like 80% of how good you do. Definitely more so for Snipers, but also for Blasters. And Umbry has one of those personalities where he only kind of cares about what he thinks. He doesn't really care about what anybody else says about him. He doesn't really get too emotionally invested in anything. You know, he's kind of like a really chill guy. So the fact that the way that Umbry is able to kind of just keep his composure really makes a big difference of how he's been able to improve over time. Back in the day, you know, he was just like kind of like another player. Komodo picked him up kind of like seeing some
potential in him.
Yeah, seeing potential in him. Yeah, and definitely worked really hard to start working him up. It was like him and Hachi actually, and Savage as well. They were kind of
Savage, another really good Splattershot Pro player.
Yeah, those were 3 players that were up and coming that Komodo really like noticed that were doing well. Kind of took them under the wings, and also the way that Komodo kind of did stuff was they also encouraged him to play with other teams. And basically, the Komodo ended up slowly kind of going away. They got brought back for Splatoon 2, but basically, for the most part, all the teams that Komodo kind of like introduced these guys to, now they're playing with them. So Umbree's playing with Deep Blues. You know, you see Savage playing with Hanran. Hachi actually hasn't been around for Splat 2. I haven't seen him.
Not too much, no.
Really good dynamo, really good flex player. But he was also, you know, he was playing with a lot multiple teams actually. Hachi was kind of all over the place, but he was also playing with Hanran as well with Savage. So either way, we're going into the game 5 because Kazuki gets first blood, gets a double.
Kills there actually. Umbra going to be able to take him out and now trying to get into their own ink so that they can survive here. Now Umbra the last one alive here. It's a 2v1 situation as both the Brella and the Inzap now have their specials upgrading. That's going to be Inkstorm coming out, but the Ink Armor will go out as well, and that'll give some cover to that nerd and Flox, who are going to be hanging out over by the tower. Flox trying to provide that shield. Flox great kill there on the Tri-Slasher, but then we get taken out by the blast.
Revenge kill,
nice
double.
punish there by Kazuki, and they will try and get another one with the splashdown protected by the Art Installment, and that's a 3-down situation here for Saffron Rice.
Jump into the right, do they see it? Are they going to be able to punish us? No, they don't see the jump in. Taylor takes out Dia. This is exactly what we need to see out of Taylor. Movement like that, the win is one-on-ones. They see this member, they see Flox over here by the tree. Don't overextend, that is Umbrella. Just take the rest of the map, force him back. He won't be able to do that much, which it seems to be like what Deep Blues is doing right now. As no, they're actually going to double up on this Umbrella and just get the kill, but no, is Flox going to get the double? No, all right, effective trade. Kazuki comes and gets the double kill. I don't think that was quite the best way to go about that, but Deep Blues is respawning. They did get a kill. It looks like Umbri is going to be taken out by the shooter over here in the corner, and now Saffron Rice is going to be able to start a push again, but there is the Bamboozler. No, flank right now, behind Deep Blues, takes out 2.
Dia set up on the tower, that's exactly where you want them to be, but the Stingray's at the ready here, looking to find a good position to use it in. There's 3 down on the side of Deep Blues, and now they're trying to push forward. Dia being very aggressive here with this heavy spotting.
Full charge behind a corner, can he take out the Bamboozler? He can take out the Bamboozler, yes he does!
The Inkstorm still coming out and giving some
40
passive map control here, and now there'll be another kill out by Mars. Big plays here,
Stingray going down.
The tower. Stingray coming out,
another
big kill on Umbri, and this could be it. They're all the way down to the side of the checkpoint. There's 2 left, and they need to try and jump over to Dia, who's still alive. Yeah, the jump ins are coming in. They're going to melt down Taylor.
Right now.
Big offensive pressure taken away.
Oh my gosh, the push finally stops at 16. This is exactly what happened for Deep Blues the last game. Dia has been playing so well.
There's a 3-down situation on Deep Blues. Wow. This push is not over.
What is going on right now? This push has been going for like 2 minutes now. Dia takes out Taylor again. Deep Blues getting a little bit desperate right now. They really need to turn this around. If they're able to defend this.
Big kill in the day by Kazuki. Somebody needs to get on that tower. There's only 1 member left alive, and it's Umbri. Umbri with a big kill.
Umbri gets taken out by Dia again.
Dia's going to take him
Dia's
out.
on fire right now.
This tower has not left this platform in about 1.5 minutes.
Oh my god, Taylor gets pushed in the mid now. Unfortunately, he's not going to get back. He gets taken out right now as D-Nerd is able to keep pushing up. Day's trying to defend, but it doesn't work. He gets taken out again. It's only 1 up for
jumping on the tower. Trying to find that kill on the board. They'll find it. Big kill, and they have the splash down at the ready, so if they get pressured on the tower, they can pop it. Dia's set back up on the tower, and they're going to try and find the kill on the Taylor.
Taylor gets taken out.
But they get hit by the indirect. Somebody needs to get on that tower.
Dia taken out. 3v1 situation.
Down. Nobody's on the tower, and now it's 2v1.
Tri-Slasher trying to make something happen, but no, gets taken out by multiple enemies that are ready for this. The Deep Blues needs to just get members together. There's going to be a huge push no matter what they do at this point, so they just need to stay alive together. Now they do it. 4v2 situation.
Deep Blues with a man advantage here. It's only going to be Flock staying alive, and after all of that, so much time killed off the clock, 14 is going to be the push to beat here for Deep Blues, and they still have the time to do it.
This can be a map it's hard to get a push started on this map. Once the push gets started, you do kind of have the ability to keep it going, but getting the push started in the first place, getting the tower around that left side right there, and that checkpoint is so easy to throw bombs at, it's going to be difficult. Now, luckily for Deep Blues, Saffron Rice does not have a lot of tools aside from that Stingray to stop the tower from pushing around that corner. Umbri gets a kill. Umbri keeps putting pressure up on D-Nerd here, up to the left side, gets damage on.
Double team, though, they need to be careful here. Flox is putting a lot of fire on them. Nice job recovering that health there, and now trying to push forward here. About halfway to that splashdown yet again, trying to find the director, the indirect on the Kazuki. The armor going to save them there, though, and we have less than a minute left to go. Splashdown is at the ready, not going to need it there. Going to get behind Kazuki and come away with the kill. Probably going to use it on Flox here if they can get within range. Trying to hop up here. This is going to be a huge splashdown. and Flox able to block it.
Missiles coming down.
The missiles also hitting them
He
as well.
doesn't know where Flox is. Diener right now around tower. Day's going to take it off the tower. 2v1 situation. Only
3 down, only the Tri-Slosher, and that's a full wipe. So the push is over. Stop 10 away, 11 away,
24.
really. And so they are going to
close.
need to get that map control back. Saffron Rice claiming all that purple ink for themselves. Taylor in a bad position here. They're kind of stuck in a corner, and everybody knows that they're there, so they're going to kind of keep Taylor away from this objective as best they can. But Taylor almost has that ink armor built up. The ink storm is also built up for Flox.
3 specials, though.
Ink armor for Saffron
That
Rice.
Stingray, all Dia needs to do is not die right now. It's going to be very hard for Taylor to push. It's taken out. The Stingray's still ready. There's the Stingray on tower. They can either take
are down.
This isn't happening. This isn't happening.
Mars trying to get on the tower here, and that's it! Woo! Unbelievable job, and Saffron Rice tackling each other. A major upset as Saffron Rice in Game 5 will knock off Deep Blues and make sure that they get their first loss on the day. Meanwhile, Saffron Rice moving to an undefeated, I believe, 4-0.
Wow, the wind in Saffron Rice's sails right now. I know that they have to take out some other high-seeded teams. Komodo has got to be sitting looking at this like, holy crap.
What are we going to do?
You know, they 3-0'd, I think, Yami, did they not? Let's look at the scoreboard. I know that Yami lost to Saffron Rice in Yami lost to Saffron Rice earlier. Yami actually was 3-0'd by Deep Blues. And let's see, Saffron Rice round 1 maybe? I'm not sure. Either way, I don't think. Yeah, they might not have played yet, actually. So this is kind of a big deal right now. Let's see what the standings are now that we have some of these matches refreshed. So I know that Komodo is 3-1.
Wow.
All right, so this is really nice for Komodo. So
that's going to be Saffron Rice's main competition now.
Yeah,
they have
so
the match
is that what we're
over
seeing
Deep
next?
Blues.
Are we seeing that match next?
I sure hope so.
I hope so, too.
I want to see how Saffron Rice can carry over the momentum. You saw how excited they were to win that Game 5, tackling each other, being very, very ecstatic to take down such a long-standing team within both Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2. That is not an easy feat, especially with some of their best players on the roster here at this LAN.
So we have an interesting situation right now. We have Saffron Rice that's undefeated. So they're guaranteed.
Yes,
top
they're
two.
in for sure.
So Yami is 3-1, Komodo is 3-1, Deep Blues is 3-1, and Comrades is 2-2. Now I don't know who exactly is going to fight who next, but between Yami, Komodo, and Deep Blues, one of them has to fight each other right now. And that is going to be a big deal to see who gets second place. And then underneath that, for the 3 that are going to be underneath that, we have Comrades and whoever else.
Whoever's left.
Yeah, whoever's left. I don't know if they fight each other, but if Comrades wins their next game, they'll be in the running for getting out of this pool as well. So this is a huge deal. I really want to know who are watching next. So there's a lot of matches that are going to be insane. I have a feeling it might be Komodo versus Saffron Rice. AC and Irek and Vesper are just crowded around the laptop that's working the brackets right now. So I'm sure they're figuring out who we're going to see next. Because that match was crazy. I don't know if we can top that, but that was definitely the match.
It's going to be tough. I mean, we had sort of a steady string of sweeps. You know, they were getting closer and closer as we went along, and then finally we had this amazing 5-game set where it was really not one-sided in any one map. It was just very back and forth, back and forth. Both teams really using the maps and the modes to sort of play to their play style. We had the very interesting matchup of the 2 blasters. We had Kazuki and Umbri just sort of going at each other. Umbri sort of staying with the team a little more, and Kazuki going for more so the flanking pincer maneuver style.
When that was working for him, it was working really
He was getting some incredible kills, some 3-man down situations that maybe I don't think Saffron Rice would have had otherwise. And then you had, of course, the 2 NZAPs going back and forth, providing ink armor around the same time. And they were...
Yeah, there were a lot of counter armors that game.
It's so crazy to see weapon comps that are so similar, but play styles that are so different with those compositions.
Yeah, so no, definitely. I want to see. No, Saffron Rice is going to the top bracket.
Yes,
so that means that they're going to be fighting some of the high seeds from other pools. So if we bring up the list of top seeds that are from other pools, they're going to be fighting teams like Team Olive, Legacy, Eclipse. They're going to be fighting whatever Spectre's pickup team is.
Moon.
It's like, Moon. Yeah, Moon.
Moon.
Yeah. They're going to be fighting Moon. They're going to be fighting STDX.
Yep.
Is Divinity? I think Divinity has some top. There's a couple pickup squads that I'm getting a little bit hazy with right now, but there's a lot of competition. So we saw Saffron Rice take out a crazy high-seeded team. and potentially they're going to be fighting. They have to fight Komodo. That has to be what's happening next. Yeah, they have to be fighting Komodo next, so we're going to be able to see that as well. Komodo came in second place last night, only losing to STDX, so that's a huge deal. And then we're going to have all these other teams that they're guaranteed to fight against. This is going to be crazy. I want to see if they can keep this momentum going into day 2 as well when they do this top cut. All right, we're going to take a segue to a short break. We are getting the next matchup there, which I suspect is going to be Saffron Rice versus Komodo.
I hope we get to see them again. The one I would love to see how well their momentum carries forward.
And then, I mean, if not, we have the potential to see maybe Deep Blues versus Yami or something like that. Either way, this is going to be crazy. So
if we see that, then we can see how Deep Blues recovers after such a devastating loss.
Yeah, exactly. So